If you're a green card holder planning to leave the United States anytime soon, I need you to stop what you're doing and listen to this. A new immigration rule just passed today, and it could put your permanent residence at risk without you even knowing it. I'm not trying to scare you, but what I'm about to share could be the difference between keeping your green card and losing everything you've worked for. Imagine this. You book a flight to visit family back home. Maybe it's been a year, maybe two. You're excited. You pack your bags, you say goodbye to your life here, and you promise yourself it's just a quick trip. But when you return to the United States and hand your green card to the immigration officer at the airport, something goes wrong. They pull you aside. They start asking questions. And suddenly, you're being told that you might have abandoned your permanent residence. Your green card, the one you worked years to get, could be taken away right there at the border. This isn't a made-up story. This is happening to people right now. And with the new rule that was passed today, the stakes just got even higher. If you don't understand what changed and how it affects you, you could make a simple mistake that costs you everything. So why is this happening now? Why is the government suddenly cracking down on green card holders who travel? Here's the truth. For years, immigration officers have had the authority to question whether you abandoned your residence if you stayed outside the United States for too long. But the problem was, the rules weren't always clear. Some people would leave for 6 months and come back with no issues. Others would leave for a year and lose their green card. It felt random. It felt unfair. And a lot of green card holders didn't take it seriously because they thought, I'll just explain my situation when I get back. But here's what changed today. The new rule makes it crystal clear what the government considers abandonment. And more importantly, it gives immigration officers more tools to verify your ties to the United States before they let you back in. This means they're not just looking at how long you were gone. They're looking at everything: your job, your home, your bank accounts, your family, your taxes. They want proof that the United States is still your real home. Let me break this down in a way that makes sense. When you get a green card, you're not just getting permission to live in the United States. You're making a promise. You're saying, this is my home now. I'm not just visiting. I'm not keeping 1 foot here and 1 foot somewhere else. I'm committed to living here permanently. The government takes that promise seriously. And if they think you broke that promise, they can take your green card away. Now, you might be thinking, but I have a good reason for being away. I was taking care of my sick parent. I was finishing a work project. I was dealing with a family emergency. And yes, those are legitimate reasons. But here's the problem. The burden of proof is on you. You have to convince the immigration officer that even though you were outside the United States for a long time, you never intended to abandon your residence here. And under the new rule, that's going to be harder to do. So what does this new rule actually say? Let me explain it like we're sitting at a coffee shop and you just asked me what's going on. The rule clarifies that if you leave the United States for more than 6 months, immigration officers can start questioning whether you abandoned your residence. It's not automatic. It doesn't mean your green card is canceled the moment you hit 6 months and 1 day, but it does mean you're going to face more scrutiny when you come back. And if you leave for more than a year without getting a special travel document called a re-entry permit, the government can presume that you abandoned your residence. That word presume is important. It means they're starting with the assumption that you gave up your green card and now you have to prove them wrong. That's a tough position to be in when you're standing at an airport after a long flight, trying to explain your entire life in a 10-minute conversation. The new rule also gives immigration officers more authority to look at your digital footprint. They can check if you filed U.S. taxes while you were gone. They can see if you maintained a U.S. address. They can ask for proof that you kept your job or your lease or your utility bills. They want to see that your life is still rooted here, not somewhere else. And if you can't provide that proof, you could be denied entry and sent back on the next flight. Now here's where social media is getting this completely wrong. I've been seeing posts and videos saying things like, green card holders can never travel anymore, or if you leave for more than 6 months, your green card is automatically canceled. That's not true. Don't panic. You can still travel. You can still visit family. You can still handle emergencies abroad. but you need to do it the right way. Let me clear up the confusion. First, 6 months is not a hard deadline where your green card explodes the moment you cross it, but it is a red flag. If you know you're going to be outside the United States for more than 6 months, you need to plan ahead. Apply for a re-entry permit before you leave. This document tells the government, I know I'm going to be gone for a while, but I'm still committed to living in the United States. It's proof that you didn't abandon your residence, and it protects you when you come back. Second, even if you didn't get a re-entry permit, you're not automatically doomed, but you need to be ready to prove your case. Bring documentation with you when you travel back. I'm talking about your tax returns from the years you were a green card holder, a letter from your employer saying you're still employed or that you were on approved leave, a copy of your lease or mortgage showing you still have a home here, bank statements showing you kept U.S. bank accounts active. Anything that shows your ties to the United States remained strong even while you were physically somewhere else. Third, if you're planning a long trip, think carefully about timing. Don't just disappear for months without keeping some connection to the United States. Even small things matter. Keep paying your bills. Keep your phone number active. Stay in touch with your job or your community. The more you can show that you are planning to return all along, the better your chances of keeping your green card. And here's something a lot of people don't know. Even if you come back before 6 months, you could still face questions if you're traveling a lot. If you're spending 3 months here, 4 months abroad, 2 months here, 5 months abroad, the pattern itself can raise red flags. Immigration officers might look at your travel history and say, it looks like you're not really living in the United States, you're just visiting sometimes. So even if each individual trip is short, the overall pattern matters. The other big thing people are getting wrong is thinking this rule only applies to people who travel for vacation or personal reasons. Not true. This applies to everyone. I don't care if you're traveling for work, for family, for school, or for medical treatment. The reason you're outside the United States doesn't change the fact that you're outside the United States. The government doesn't care why you left. They care that you left, and they want to know if you're still committed to coming back. Now, according to the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, which is USCIS, they've been seeing more and more cases where green card holders are spending extended periods outside the United States and then acting surprised when they're questioned at the border. The State Department has also been reporting an increase in green cards being revoked at U.S. embassies abroad when people try to renew their travel documents. The government is sending a clear message. They're not going to let people treat a green card like a frequent flyer pass. You can't just hop in and out of the country whenever you feel like it and expect no consequences. So what should you do right now? Let me give you a clear action plan. If you're planning to travel outside the United States for more than 6 months, apply for a re-entry permit before you leave. You can't get this after you're already gone. You have to file it while you're physically in the United States. The application is called Form I-131, and it takes a few months to process, so plan ahead. If you're already outside the United States and you've been gone for more than 6 months, talk to an immigration attorney before you try to come back. Don't just show up at the airport and hope for the best. An attorney can help you gather the right documents and prepare for what questions you might face. If you travel frequently, even for shorter trips, keep a record of everything. Save your boarding passes, your hotel receipts, your work documents, anything that shows the purpose of your trips and your intention to return. Keep copies of your U.S. tax returns for at least the last 3 years. These are the first things immigration officers will ask for if they question you. And most importantly, be honest. If an immigration officer asks you why you were gone so long, don't make up a story. Don't try to downplay how long you were really away. They have access to your travel records. They know when you left and when you came back. If you lie, even about something small, that's a much bigger problem than just being away for a long time. Lying to an immigration officer can get your green card revoked and can even affect your ability to become a U.S. citizen later. Here's the reality check. The government isn't trying to trap you. They're not trying to take away your green card for no reason, but they are trying to make sure that people who have green cards are actually living in the United States. That's what permanent residence means. It means this is your permanent home. If you're spending most of your time somewhere else, then maybe the United States isn't really your permanent home anymore. And if that's the case, the government has the right to take back your green card and give it to someone who actually wants to live here. But if you are committed to living in the United States, if this is your home and you're just dealing with a temporary situation, then you can protect yourself. You just need to follow the rules and document everything. Don't assume that because you have a green card, you can do whatever you want. Your green card comes with responsibilities. And one of those responsibilities is actually living here. I'm Joe from US Visa Path, and I'm here to keep your American dreams safe. My job is to make sure you don't make a mistake that costs you your visa or your green card. I see too many people who lose everything because they didn't know the rules, or because they ignored the warnings. Don't be one of those people. If this video helped you understand what's happening with this new rule, do me a favor. Subscribe to this channel. Hit that notification bell, because immigration rules change all the time, and I'm going to keep you updated on every single change that could affect your status. Whether you're on a work visa, a student visa, or you're a green card holder, I've got your back. The next video I post could be the one that saves your status. Don't miss it. And if you know someone who's a green card holder and who travels a lot, share this video with them right now. They need to know what changed today. They need to understand what's at risk. Your American dream is too important to leave to chance. Stay informed, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.